everybody, thanks so much for tuning in today. We're so lucky to have Steve and Robert here from Bedrock Credit. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're going to be doing a 3-part series now on home buying, and this is going to be part 1. So today we're going to talk a little bit about credit reports.
That's right. And the big misconception that's out there,
Yes.
which is, and I'm sure you hear it all the time from the mortgage side, oh, I went to this free credit website, I checked my score, look, it's a 700, now you pull credit and what, it's much lower?
Right, that does happen a lot.
Exactly. Big question is why, right? So a lot of people don't understand there's a significant difference between these free credit websites and these credit reports versus what you use on the mortgage side of things, which is the FICO credit reports and credit scores.
Right.
So really important to understand, if you're using these free websites, please only use them for monitoring services. The numbers that they provide you are not going to be the same numbers that when you go and apply at a mortgage company for those type of numbers.
Where would you recommend people go to pull their credit then?
Exactly. So if you're not quite ready to work with a mortgage lender and pull credit yet, myfico.com. Myfico.com is the only website to give you the same exact information as the mortgage company is going to say. Does not count as an inquiry, does not hurt the score in any way, shape, or form. However, you do have to purchase it.
Right, and so if somebody were to pull their own report on myfico.com, what should they be looking for?
Well, there's a lot of factors that go into what makes up your credit, okay? For example, your payment history. So a lot of people, oh, I have great payment history for the past 20 years. I have one new late payment, my score dropped 100 points. Unfortunately, that's kind of the way that the system is set up. So first thing you're going to be looking for is what your payment history looks like. Other side of that could also be any type of collections. We'll talk more about that in a moment. From there, how about debt utilization? Meaning how much money you owe versus your credit limits. So if you carry a lot of large balances on your credit cards, that's going to be negatively impacting your score. Holidays are coming up or have just come up, and that's going to be a big thing for your average age of your credit file, because every time you open up a new account, that's going to lower your average age of the credit file. That can hurt your score. As well as the mix of the credit, meaning if you're constantly opening up more and more credit cards, that can hurt you. And then finally, just the inquiries themselves. Even if you get denied, the fact that you're applying for the credit is going to count as a risk against you and can negatively impact the score. So there's a lot that goes into the credit.
Definitely is. There definitely is. So what I hear sometimes from people is they pull their credit report and they see that a payment was reported late and they insist they weren't late on the payment. I mean, what can they do about something like that?
Absolutely. So first things first, always start with the people generating that information. So the original creditor. So if you have a credit card, you're pretty adamant that you were on time and they're saying you weren't, have that conversation with them, find out where the disconnect is and see if they can make the correction. If they're unwilling to do that, you do have something in your back pocket called the Fair Credit Reporting Act, where they can actually work directly with the credit bureaus to see if that information is verifiable. If it gets a little bit more complicated than that, you might need to work with somebody such as myself as a credit professional that can help kind of navigate the different avenues of what the problem could be.
Right. And then another question that we get is, should I pay off the collection that's on my report?
Exactly, and just what I was mentioning before, huge thing. People say, oh, I have this open collection, I just want to go ahead and make the payment. Stop. That's actually one of the worst things you could do, because there's a very specific way you have to do it. Number one, to protect yourself financially. And number two, did you know that actually paying a collection can be detrimental to your credit? A lot of people don't understand that. So there's a very specific methodology of going in there and paying these collections. So that would be one of those situations where I'd say, contact me, I offer a free phone consultation, and we can see exactly what you need to do to make sure your credit's in the best order. So in the next 6 to 12 months, you can purchase.
That's great. Thank you so much for the information.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks so much for watching, and we hope you'll tune in next time for part 2. Have a great day.
Thank you.